Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lakeisha, and if you have been curious about the gold market and trying to figure out how you can catch moves like this, well, you're in the right place because in this video, I'm going to talk about my trading plan. It's going to be very simple, easy for you to follow, and I'm also going to talk about my entries, my exits, my profit targets for the upcoming week. So stay tuned because you are going to learn so much from this video. So let's just go ahead and go into the gold market, mainly because we see that there were some really crazy moves this past week. And if we go on the weekly time frame, we can see a lot of bullish momentum for this particular week. Price has made a new all-time high, and it is very exciting. So I'm really interested. Another thing that happened this week was the interest rate decision. So they cut the rates by 50 basis points, which is 0.5%, which is amazing because that means that a lot of things can now flourish because there's a lot more money inside of the economy. So let's look at the weekly time frame, and let me move this over so we could all see it. Move this in. Okay, amazing. So when it comes to the gold market, I'm really excited for the gold market this week, mainly because there's a lot of bullish momentum. So last week we had this really big push, and then this week continued with this push right here. So it's pretty exciting to see where the market can potentially go. And the first thing that I'm going to mark off is this level right here, mainly because it made new all-time highs. Now, we don't know where the market could potentially go, so we're going to talk about that when we talk about our game plan. So let me do this right here and just copy this and then bring it down. The other area I want to mark off is right here at around 24.94, mainly because if we look at this area, we can see that there is a nice support. Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. It's a little bit better to see. So we do have a nice support right here, and then price just took off. So we want to mark that off for sure. And then another area that I see is this right here. Let me copy this and paste. I do see another support right here, pretty much for the same reasons. This was essentially the same move, and I want to potentially catch that again in the future if price was to come into these zones, especially the fact that we now have an all-time high. Price could retrace quite a bit. We obviously don't know, but we will talk about what that might look like. So I definitely want to have this level marked off right here at 24.27. Actually, I'm going to move it down just a little bit to 24.21, let's just say. And then if we look left, we do see a resistance forming here and then some rejections right here. So that is perfect because that to me confirms my level placement. Now, of course, when we go down to other levels, we're going to refine it quite a bit. But for right now, this is looking good. Let me make this a little bit thicker just because it's a little hard to see. Okay, great. So now the next level placement that I'm going to do, I'm going to clone this. And then I'm actually going to place it. This is a little bit tricky because we have all these wicks, but I am going to place it about right here at 23. Let's move it up a little bit. 23, let's just say 65 for now. We have this wick, this wick, this wick, this wick. Now we have 4 weekly wicks in the zone, and the fact that we're on a higher time frame lets me know that this is a higher confirmation time frame, and the fact that price rejected from this level 4 times tells me that it's a very interesting level, and we may see more information as we go down to lower time frames. And the last level I'm going to mark off here. It's going to be way down here. Now, with all of this bullish momentum, I don't believe that price will come down here this week, but anything can happen. So I'm marking this off at 22.90, 92, and we're going to refine as we go down. So this is what our weekly is looking like so far if we look at the bigger picture. Now let's go to the daily time frame. All right, so all I'm going to do now is just look at these levels and just see if they still make sense. So far at the very top, perfect. I mean, that's the all-time high. That looks good. Now, I do see a level right here that I do want to mark off. Let me clone this. So this level that I'm seeing right here, and I think this was actually a level that I wanted to take a trade from, but I missed it because I was on a plane. But you can also see that I have kind of an alert in this level are at this level as well. But anyway, I do want to mark this off because we do have a nice support and we do have some really strong rejections from this level around 2550. Also a nice round psychological number, so I do love that on gold. And then I'm just looking at this level that we placed on the weekly time frame and just seeing if I want to move it. So I'm just going to play around a little bit. And then actually I'm going to drag this over. Yes. Okay. So this level is placed around 2484, mainly because I saw this support here, this support and rejections here, this support and rejections here. And then if I look left, I do see a rejection level right here. So all these things are lining up perfectly. I do like the way that that looks. And now let's go down to this level right here. And basically what I'm looking for, I'm just trying to make sure that things line up. So I'm looking left and I don't see too much detail in this section on the daily time frame, but for right now, I will keep it. One thing I do see that I like is over to the left that there is this rejection level right here. And then if I look left further, I do have a rejection kind of in the zone. And yeah, that looks good. So this level right here was placed on the weekly. I am going to bring this down just a little bit. Okay, I do like the way that that looks, but I'm going to bring it down even more, just a little bit. So I'm bringing it down to 2350-ish zone, mainly because of this support and these rejections here, all of these rejections here on the daily. And then if we look left, we do have some consolidation areas, but I do like how clean it is over here, so we're going to keep that. And then the other thing that I see is the support here, and then I do see support and support. So for this level, I do like the way that it looks, but I am going to just play around with some levels a bit, just see if I can get a little bit more precision here. So I did move this down to 2284, mainly because of these supports all throughout here. Yeah, we do have a gap, but I do like the way that it looks, so we're going to keep it for right now. Let's go to H4. All right, so let's readjust our level. Okay, great. So now we can see that there's a lot more candles presented here, and we do see a lot more detail. So this is still looking great. This is still looking great. This, I think I do want to make some adjustments, especially because we do have some overhangs right here, and I do want to clean it up a little bit. So let me just slide this down just a little bit just to see how it looks. All right, so this is looking good. Actually, I'm going to keep it right here. So this level is around 24, let's just say 75. And we got these rejections, and some resistances here. So this is looking good to me. All right, so let's move this over. Oh, this looks perfect the way that's lined up there. This, let me see how this looks if I move this down. Oops. Okay. Yeah, that still looks good. So I'm moving my level to 2414 around this zone. This still looks good to me because we have all these resistances over here. And yes, this is looking great. I'm glad that I moved this on that last time frame, mainly because we have all these rejections here. We have rejections here. And then in the past, we do have price respecting this level, even though there are a couple of times it did come over and then break down, but came up, broke down, and eventually it started to respect it a lot in the zone here and then over here. So I do like the way that this looks. I am going to squeeze it in just a little bit. It'll be a little difficult to see the details of the candles, but basically you're just looking at the price and kind of where it lands. So this is looking good to me. All right, cool. So I was looking at this level as well. This looks really good. I really like the placement of this at 2284.85 so far. If we go back to more recent price action, we do see kind of a touch right there. I am okay with that. Go down to H2. Still look good right here. Still looks good here. This still looks good. Let me move this over. All right, amazing. Okay, so this is still looking really clean. I like the way this looks. All looks really good. I'm not having to make any major changes here on H2 just because we did all the hard work on the upper levels, and now we just want to make sure that we have everything lined up. See, actually, that looks good to me. Let me scoot over. Okay, great. And then I'm just going all the way back. So this is kind of where the fun begins for me, mainly because this is where we're going to actually do our trading plan for the week. Okay, I'm happy with this. I know it's getting harder to see the actual candles, but you really just need to focus on price because candles are a representation of the price. And I'm just going to leave this alone because I really like this. So let's go all the way to the top to where we were. Let's get some visibility on the candles. And let's talk about the game plan for this upcoming week. So when it comes to gold, there were a couple moves that I wanted to take. Like I said, I wasn't able to take it because I've been traveling quite a bit this week, and it's been it's been interesting to see the way that the market moves, but then also a little sad because I wasn't able to be a part of these moves and I was planning for them. But that's just the way it is. There'll be other moves inside of the market, not chasing a thing. So when it comes to gold, I do see this level right here around 25.89, and I am going to refine this a little bit because you see this zone right here. This is actually where I wanted to take a trade at the or sometime this week. Was this yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. I was definitely on a plane. So anyway, so I wanted to take a trade here for a number of different reasons, but after this formed, I do see this nice support zone right here, which is making me like this zone a lot more. And then price came all the way up here to 26.24. This week it made a new all-time high of 2600, and then it just kept pushing, which is amazing. So anyway, so what I would be looking for in here is I would want to see price. I don't know if it'll come down to this level because there's been a lot of momentum inside of the market, but I would want to see price come into here for me to take a buy and come back to this previous high. And potentially it could break this high and then continue to push up. And then depending on the trade and my comfort level and how deep I am in profit, if this does play out, then I may just let it ride a little bit, or I may just get out at this point as a TP. So anyway, or as a take profit. That's the abbreviation for TP. That's that. So another thing that could happen, as gold normally does, it does retracements, and sometimes they're really deep and sometimes not. So what I could possibly see price doing is coming to this level, and I'm going to tell you why in a second, and then coming up, and then once again down here, deeper retracement, and then come up. So one of the reasons why I think this area for the second one is really good is because right here we have a really nice support. And then if we look over to the left, then we also see kind of a resistance here, kind of a resistance here, here, some more support, and then a resistance here. So for those reasons, this is why I really like this zone right here. Now, price could do anything that it wants, but I really like this as a level. I'm gonna move this over here just because I want my charts to be clean. So I'm making this level at 25.73. And then the next level will be down here at 25.48. So that would be another potential entry. And in the gold market, I've been saying this for the past couple of months. I am very bullish on this market. Now, how high this market can go up, we have absolutely no idea. But one of the things that I do like is the market structure on gold, which is why I really enjoy trading it. So price could do these really deep retracements and then continue to push up. So another thing that I see, and I got to zoom this in quite a bit because there's a lot of info here. Another thing that I see potentially is I see this level right here at 2500 flat being a really strong level, and I'm just going to put one of these bars right here, mainly because I remember looking at the market at this time and seeing these wicks. I think I did take a trade, or no, wait, did I take a trade here? I think I did take a trade here. I think I actually do have this video where I took some of this and then it just shot up. So anyway, I really like this level. I took a trade. Actually, yep, it was off of this candle right here, and I entered somewhere in here. So I got a whole video. So go ahead and watch that. I believe in that video I made about $7,500 from the gold market. So check that out. Definitely a lot of nuggets in there, but I really like this level right here. So what I could potentially see happening is price coming down to this level and potentially bouncing off. Now, there has to be a really strong news catalyst for this to happen, especially since we have all the momentum. but it's gold and it's not a far-fetched idea. I can see price coming back down here, and then I could see myself continuing the buys. Here will be my first take profit. I wouldn't want to be super greedy on this just because price could do a number of things, but this is an idea that I have as well. And there are some other ideas as well. So one could be a short-term short, and that could be pretty much once price gets below this 25.47 or 25.50 kind of zone, this could be a nice short idea. And this is a really nice range. Actually, if we did this, that's 400 pips. That's a lot. That's definitely a lot. I don't know if I would take that because I'm more bullish. I would want to wait and see where price falls and then take buys off of one of these really strong levels. And I would say price could potentially come back to here, and I would be interested in buys as well. But this is a really long way for gold to come, especially since it's all the way up here at 26 to come all the way down to 24.75. That's a lot of bearish momentum that would need to happen for it to come down here. But for price retracing to one of these levels or even to right here, this would be more realistic in my mind when it comes to trading gold for this upcoming week. So this is my analysis for this week. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down in the comment section below. As you see, I do respond to most of the questions. If you have really good questions, then I may have a really good answer, and I may also respond with a video explaining it. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next week.